My client just made $80,000 in 30 days. Let's talk about it. So when this client came to me, she is such a powerhouse, by the way, and I absolutely love her. She was at a place where her business and the product suite that she had just wasn't necessarily making sense, and she wanted to work less and make more money. But the way that she had her business set up had her on calls all day, every day. There wasn't much differentiation in her programs. And so what we had to do was actually create a more cohesive customer journey and product suite for her that actually helped scale her business and actually helped her retain clients and actually gave her clients a different touch points with her throughout their journey. And then we went on to create a launch plan for this new offer that we developed in our product suite as one of those touch point offers. And she absolutely blew it out of the water. We worked on our content strategy. We worked on our launch strategy for launching this program. And she had so many people sign up that she actually went on to hit her very first $70,000 month in business, which is freaking amazing. She is on her way to making $100,000 cash months inside of her business. And it's so epic to see this. And in the last 30 days, she's brought in over $80,000 of revenue. And she's working half of the time that she used to work before when she was at like 30, 40K months. And now she's making double that and working less. Like this is the vibe. This is what scaling a business is all about. Now, does that mean that it wasn't hard work to get here because she's now working less? Absolutely freaking not. That's another thing that people get wrong when they think about scaling a business. They all want to work these 2-hour work weeks and make a shit ton of money, which I totally understand. That sounds like a dream, but it's not the reality of the situation when you are scaling a business. There is program development. There is a lot of shifts that we have to look at. There is a lot of mindset that has to be navigated through. There is like so many client things that have to happen. There is client experience that we have to look at. There is launch strategy and content and showing up, like all of these pieces that also go into creating these kinds of results, right? So I always say that if you want to get here, there's sometimes going to be, especially if you come to me and there's a little bit of mess for us to clean up, there's going to be mess for us to clean up before you're actually able to reap the benefits or the rewards of all of the hard work that you've just put in to actually create the program, launch the programs, build the business, whatever it might be, to get you to that point. I know personally for me, I work so much less now making $1 million a year than I did when I was actually scaling to my very first 6 figures, because back then, before I had a name for myself, nobody knew who I was. I didn't have trust. My community had no idea why they had to buy my products or why, how I could help them. I had to do free masterclass after free masterclass. I posted 1 million times a day. I was hustling to build to my first 6 figures. Once I built to my first 6 figures, shit got easier because I was building community. I had trust. I knew what I was doing. I wasn't necessarily as much in a learning process, right? Always I'm still in a learning process, but I got better at it. I got quicker with my content, quicker with my stories. I learned how to sell in a better way. You just get better with more time put in. And your first 6 figures, and I will say this to you, is going to be the hardest 6 figures. Your first 10K month is going to be the hardest 10K that you've ever worked for, the most rewarding, but the hardest that you've worked for because you're building from scratch, right? As you continue to make more money in your business, shit gets easier, but it does not mean it's still not work. But this is the result of having mentorship, having somebody in your corner to help you actually scale the business and show you where gaps might lie, and making this much money and scaling back. This is the reward of the hard work and investment into business. $80,000 in 30 days. Let's effing go.